you are weak. The men around you, the young men around you are also weak. I look around and I see such a lack of masculine virtues in the men. We failed like one great big shit test from the start of birth, especially in Western cultures. You've been tested. Your masculinity has been tested by the education system and the social media and the conditioning of your society. It's been one big test to see if you were actually secure in your masculinity. The boys with naturally high levels of testosterone and also fantastic fathers did not fail that test. They were tested for their masculinity. Their masculinity was attempted to be throttled by those modern influences. A feminine teacher told that little boy with the high testosterone to sit down quietly, to behave like a girl. What did he do? He laughed in her face. He passed that shit test. But for the majority of us, bro, we failed heavily. And so we've been conditioned, we've been brainwashed to end up into young adulthood as feminine, weak, docile men. What I believe is the number one masculine virtue: discipline. Without discipline, we are nothing. Discipline is the skill of doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And that is a skill that is so scarce these days. I look around and I only see weak men who are at the whims of their emotions. You probably see this and you probably see it in yourself. You only do what your emotions tell you. I don't feel like going to the gym, so you don't go to the gym. I feel like eating fast food, so you eat fast food. Some porn would be nice, so you watch porn. And you see this with every guy around. Like, it's a weird experience for me to meet a man who I respect. And I often don't. Maybe 5 guys my age, maybe. The men who I respect always end up being about 35 to 40. Because men my age are no men at all. Grown up boys. So feminine, so weak, so in touch with their emotions. And you've been fed that lie. You've been fed that lie. And now all the modern day like weak people are going to call me a misogynist because I'm saying this. If you've watched some of my videos, you know that I'm not like a stereotypical alpha male who says like, men don't cry, bro. I've cried on camera many, many times. I've talked about some deep, traumatic shit on camera to tens of thousands of people who watch me. Being more in touch with your feminine side, generally a weakness. Being able to cultivate the feminine virtues, the ability to use some feminine energy for your own good is fantastic. That's what I do in this business. That is what I do in this movement. The reason why I can help so many young men, like I've saved hundreds of young men's lives. You know, I used to like not state these facts. I used to try to be a lot more like humble because it's like the good positive trait. I'm realizing, bro, fuck being humble. I have saved hundreds of young men's lives, helped thousands, maybe tens of thousands of young men improve themselves. Because of the man I have become today. Now, I'm able to use the feminine energy that I naturally have inside of me, but I will not grow that artificially because the society around me tells me that I should be in touch with my emotions and that I should cry in front of everyone. Just YOLO, have a good time. Make sure you like prioritize self-care. Like, bro, I say to prioritize mental health every single time, but this soft, weak men kind of movement that I'm seeing, it's just gonna leave you feeling nihilistic. It's gonna leave you feeling lonely. Because either, if you're one of these weak men, right, this is what's gonna happen in terms of one of the most important parts of life is your romantic relationships if you're straight. Even if you're obviously gay and stuff, but like, specifically if you're straight. If you are a weak, submissive, feminine man, you will only attract dominating, masculine women and your relationships will be entirely toxic. And so you'll be lonely. Or, you're still a weak, feminine man and guess what? You're just unattractive. Because there's still a fair amount of women, like a lot of women, who crave masculine leadership, who crave masculine, strong, powerful, dominating men. You failed for society's shit test. And I don't blame you because it started when you were fucking 5 years old, so you were like fighting uphill. But from 5 years old, when you joined the education system and your feminine teacher, your female teacher, who's probably, I could insult her all fucking day. I fucking hate teachers in the education system, but you were conditioned to be more feminine. You heard those tests, they said to you, sit still, don't be adventurous, don't be boisterous, don't be masculine, and you listened. We can't go back in time now.